Well, hello everybody, welcome to Robert's train set. What we have in the picture here is, I'm sure most of you will recognise, is a Class 40 diesel. Class 40 diesels were quite numerous, famous perhaps for being in the Great Train Robbery. And unfortunately that diesel did get a bad reputation. It was involved in a fatal accident where it went through some points at too fast a speed, nearly came off the rails, but did manage to derail all its carriages, and one person was unfortunately killed in that incident. But this particular model here, as you can see, in BR blue, but it's been seconded from passenger duties to a freight. And what I'm going to show in this video, although it's not historically accurate, none of my stuff is, it's a train set after all. Before we had the advent of container wagons, with everything packed into a box and then put on a specialised train, we had normal goods trains. Some had all the same wagons or oil tankers, but also there were mixed freight, i.e. lots of different little wagons with all their different things in, and they needed to be taken to a distribution depot and sent on their way. They didn't always go to the first destination where they were needed. So this is just a little bit about my representation, and as I said before, nothing accurate about this at all. It's out of my head. What might have happened. So as we can see, the Class 40 here is sitting here ticking over contentedly, just waiting for the signal to pop up so it can depart on its journey to the first distribution point, which is where I'm going to take up the story. So we'll just see it take away and a little bit of filming of it running along on its journey, and then we'll get in with the shunting. Basically, it's going to be a basic shunting little video. So as we can see, the signal just popped up to show that the road ahead is clear, and we'll start departing. As we can see on the in this train, we have some box wagons. The yeoman wagons are the embers and that from a power station, which is going to be recycled. We have a couple of oil tankers, TTA tankers, which need to go to another position, another place. And it's brought up on the rear by some coal wagons. And obviously our guards van at the back. So we pick it up again, going through the station where a passenger train hauled by a Class 37 is awaiting. And we catch it up again, carrying on its journey. And hoots as it comes towards the level crossings. It's fast approaching its destination. And here we see it slowing down, where it in a little while will need to change tracks into the freight yard. As it passes the little park. Well, as a passenger train pulled by a 37 diesel goes past, comes up to the points. Having successfully passed the points, slows down to get into the storage area. It will stop when the last wagon is beyond the point. Now the shunters work starts by breaking up this train into its component parts. So having been uncoupled from its train, gives a toot and travels off to its other duties. So the trains come to a halt, and the Class 40 has departed. So the train's now sitting here ready to be distributed around the network. So I think the first thing to do will be to get the Class 20 to come and take off the coal wagons and then take them down the line a little way to the coal distribution place. So neatly done, and so now the whole train needs to be pushed further down round on the sidings area so that the switchover points are available for the Class 20 to get to the front of the train. And hopefully that will be enough. So the man that's just uncoupled the wagons stands well clear, and after the hoot, the Class 20 draws the trains apart. So the Class 20 now runs around the train to couple up at the right end. It slowly approaches the train to couple up. The man waiting to connect up. Beautifully done. Having got the all clear off, the train runs to go up to the coal distribution centre about 3 or 4 miles up the line. Had a good chat with the uncoupler, knows him well. Takes it nice and gently over the points. And accelerates the way up to the line, up the line. So with the departure of the coal train, we now need the shunters to start breaking up this train into its bits. And one of the advantages of having diesels is you don't need to get them all steamed up and ready to go. So drivers have just got in the cabs and they're about to start them up. Now the 03 shunter this morning was used, so starts up fairly. The 08 has not been used, so I think it's going to be a bit of a cold start. That wasn't too bad. So the 03 shunter and the 08 are supposed to come out onto the main line. So with a little horn, off it sets. So with a couple of bursts of its horn, the 08 sets about its duties. So after having been coupled up and having a chat with the old chap that's doing all the hard work today, the OH sets off to bring the train round to start dismantling it a bit. So after a toot at the whistle and the hard work again of our uncoupler, it's split apart. With a good toot of its whistle, it departs for the destination for the oil tankers and the cinders from the power station. They need to go off a little further in the opposite direction to a plant a bit further out. So it gets onto the main line. Carries on up the branch line to where the depot is. So after the departure of the 08 with the oil tankers and the stuff from the power station, all it remains to do now is for the 03 to put the box wagons into the unloading bays. So with a toot of its horn, it reverses slowly up towards the wagons. So having coupled up successfully and had a chat to the poor old fellow having to do all this work, toot of the horn, and he sets off to get these wagons into the unloading bay. And once he clears the points, so he sits here waiting for the poor old uncoupler's got to walk across and uncouple the wagons for him. So he's prodded over all the tracks and he's finally arrived, so just a case of uncoupling them. So the old uncoupler sort of shouts or saying, "It's done." He pulls the wagons apart. So the points have been changed, so he can go into the holding area at the side of the unloading shed. He reverses in. remaining wagons in the holding area, driver decides he's going to have a cup of tea while they unload the other 2 wagons, and then for the rest of the day he'll be waiting while they swap them around, and when they're unloaded they'll be kept here until the train comes tomorrow, when they can go back with any stuff that's been loaded on here, or if nothing to go from here, they'll go back empty, ready for the next trip. So no more ado, he turns the diesel off, does what he needs to do and gets out. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed that bit of running. I hope you found it interesting. That's what I'm trying to do. In the course of this, I had my you've seen the other shunters, but I also had up here my 040 shunter, the one with the shunter strut, you know, to make it work a bit better. And I just gave it a little run because it hasn't been run for a few months, and I was amazed at what it would pull. So as you can see, it's just hiding behind the unloading shed there, and I just thought I'd show you what it's capable of doing. I was really amazed. So it's quite a long goods train we've got here, isn't it, you know? So here we are, look. I think that's really amazing. So this is at 7 miles an hour on the Railmaster. So after its little run, the little 040 is back in the fiddle yard on the programming track, actually, along with the 47. So yes, I was quite impressed by that. I thought it was really good. So I have made some safety adjustments, or some additions, might be a better word. And I will slowly pan you across to the opening to the loft, and there's me opening. The stairs up, the steps up, when you get to the flap that actually covers the hole up, your feet come out a bit because they hit the flap rather than sitting right over it. And I was finding it a little bit difficult carrying stuff up and then getting to the top. And it was too far away from, if I show you my top handle, which is still very useful, so I felt I needed one a bit lower. So I've got that one. I went to B&Q, won't tell you the story, and got that, and I've fixed that up there. So now I've got plenty of handholds. What I used to do is grab the bit of wood, which isn't ideal, is it? And a nice handle like that, it looks okay, and it matches the other one a bit. And as you can see, the other bit of safety equipment I've got is, while I was buying the handle, I got some of the old pipe lagging, so I put that along there and over the other side, and if we duck under, avoiding the tripod, As you can see, if I can get under nice and gently, I've got some all the way along there. So different lengths, I know, but I think that should help my head, shouldn't it? It does obviously make it a little bit tighter, so you need to bend a little bit more, but I think it's going to, in the end, I should be quite happy that that's there. You'll still hit your head on things, but at least it's padded a bit.